Are you tired of sending resumes without a response and feeling stuck in jobs that don't value your true potential? Imagine what it would be like never to need to look for a job again, knowing there's an infallible method to achieve wealth in just 6 months. I know how frustrating it is to struggle without seeing results, and that's exactly what motivated me to find a solution. And believe me, I found it. Now, I'm here to share with you the path that transformed my life and can do the same for you. Get ready to discover how to turn the tables and finally achieve the financial freedom you've been dreaming of. When it comes to amassing a great fortune, many people dream big, right? But have you ever stopped to think that it might be more challenging than it seems? This desire, so common among many people, requires immense dedication and a focus that few truly possess. And before moving forward, I want to be honest with you. This journey is not for the faint-hearted, and not everyone will make it. But if you're willing to face the obstacles, I'm here to show you the way. We're going to talk about how to achieve wealth, but not just that. I'll also teach you about the importance of having the right mindset, which is undoubtedly the most decisive factor in this journey. If you're truly committed to learning how to build a prosperous future, from thinking like a millionaire to applying the practices that really work in your daily life, then let's start now. But first, I want to know, are you really prepared for this change? If you are, write, "I am on the right path" in the comments. This simple gesture could be the first step to attracting the financial abundance you desire. And if you believe this is possible, type "I believe" just to reinforce this intention. Becoming rich requires effort, dedication, and above all, patience. Nothing good happens overnight, and financial success is no exception. If there's one piece of advice I would give to today's youth, it would be this: be patient, disciplined, and stay focused. In the fast-paced world we live in, anxiety is a powerful enemy. Many want everything right away, but forget that building a solid fortune takes time. And when you do what needs to be done, wealth comes naturally as a result of your consistent actions. Please don't fall into the temptation of seeking shortcuts or magical solutions. Remember, easy come, easy go. Look at lottery winners. Many end up back at square one because they weren't mentally prepared to handle so much money. And of course, you don't want that for yourself, do you? What I'm proposing here is that we seek a life of true prosperity with lasting wealth. And to do that, I'm going to share some tips that, if followed correctly, can completely change your financial situation. Pay attention to every detail because each one could be crucial in your journey toward financial independence. Our country is marked by a glaring economic inequality, where on one side we have extremely wealthy people, and on the other, a large portion of the population barely gets by. And the big difference between these two groups isn't just in how much they earn, but mainly in how they think. That's right, the mindset you adopt towards money can determine whether you prosper or live in scarcity. It all starts with how you view money. And this is deeply rooted in your subconscious. Have you ever stopped to think that the world around you is actually a reflection of your inner world? If things aren't going well in your financial life, believe me, the problem started in your mindset. And that's why I'm here today, to help you adjust this thinking. Even if you're excellent at what you do, if your mindset isn't aligned with financial success, it will be very difficult to accumulate wealth. And worse, even if you manage to do so, there's a good chance you'll lose it all if you don't know how to maintain that wealth. You might be asking yourself, am I doomed to live in poverty because of my thoughts? The answer is a resounding no. Fortunately, we can change our thoughts and consequently our actions to achieve the financial success we so desire. And that's exactly what I want to teach you today, how to cultivate a prosperous mindset that helps you achieve wealth and frees you from dependence on a minimum wage. Let's start with the mindset, because by changing the way you think, You can transform your entire financial life. Don't underestimate the power of your thoughts. They are the key to unlocking a future full of prosperity. If you're enjoying this content so far, make sure you're subscribed to our channel because I'm preparing a series of videos that will transform your financial life, and you don't want to miss it. But back to the main topic, let's talk more about mindset. As I mentioned before, if the way you perceive money in your subconscious isn't programmed for success, all the knowledge you acquire will be in vain. What good is knowing the path if your mind isn't ready to walk it? From a young age, we are influenced by everything around us, and these influences shape our view of money, often negatively without us even realizing it. These influences come from our parents, teachers, religious leaders, the media, and even the culture we're immersed in. And you know what's worse? They can end up hurting us in the long run, creating thought patterns that sabotage our financial success. The solution? Replace those negative thoughts with a more positive and constructive view of money. And don't be fooled, transforming your mindset is the first step to building a solid foundation of prosperity. That's why you see so many wealthy people with a very similar way of thinking. This isn't by chance, it's a formula that works. They see the world differently, and that perspective makes all the difference in the results they achieve. If you keep thinking and acting like poor people do, unfortunately, you'll end up in the same place as them. But if you start adopting the mindset of rich people and acting like them, you can also achieve prosperity. It's not magic. It's about adjusting your mind and actions to move in the right direction. So start thinking like rich people and then turn those thoughts into practical actions. Prepare your mind to receive large sums of money. Many people have a distorted view of money, believing it exists only to be spent. This is a fatal mistake. Money is meant to be earned, invested, saved, stored, and finally spent. If you skip any of these stages and focus only on earning and spending, you'll end up facing financial problems sooner or later. But if you learn to invest, save, and store, you'll be on the right track to success. Understanding this cycle is fundamental for those who want to build a truly prosperous life. Additionally, it's important to understand that if someone earns a lot of money without being internally prepared for it, it's likely that this wealth won't last long. Many people simply lack the internal capacity to earn and, more importantly, to maintain large sums of money, nor to face the challenges that success brings. This is one of the reasons why so many people fail to become rich. True wealth goes far beyond the numbers in a bank account. It lies in the prosperity mindset you cultivate over time. Want an example? Think of the lottery winners I mentioned earlier. Research shows that regardless of the size of the prize, most of these people end up returning to their previous financial state. This happens because they don't know how to handle large sums of money, spend recklessly, and in no time, they are back in the same situation as before, or even worse, drowning in debt. This is very sad, but it reinforces the importance of preparing your mind first. Do you understand how crucial it is to have the right mindset to sustain success? People who manage to accumulate wealth through their own merit have a completely different attitude. Even if they lose everything, they often manage to bounce back quickly. Do you know why? Because they may lose the money, but they don't lose the most valuable component of success: the prosperity mindset. This mindset is what makes all the difference. Whether the results you achieve are of abundance or scarcity, positive or negative, always remember, the world around you is a reflection of your inner world. If things aren't going well in your external life, it's because something isn't right within you. Transforming your mindset towards money is the path to changing not only your financial reality, but also your quality of life as a whole. When you change from within, the world around you changes too. And how exactly did you start seeing money? The way a person perceives money is shaped by the information they received throughout their life, especially in childhood. The main sources of this programming are parents, siblings, teachers, authority figures, religious leaders, the media, and the culture at large. Recognizing these influences and consciously reprogramming our mindset is the first step to building a money model that leads us to success and lasting prosperity. The way you view money today is the result of years of absorbing information, often unconsciously. Now, it's time to replace that automatic model with a new one, built on conscious choices. Let's start from scratch, creating a new mindset, a new perspective on money. Let's replace this scarcity mindset with a strong and prosperous one, capable of facing the challenges ahead. Children, as we all know, aren't born knowing how to handle money. They learn over time, absorbing the attitudes and beliefs of those around them. From an early age, we are taught to act in certain ways regarding money, and these teachings turn into automatic habits that influence us throughout life unless we make a conscious effort to change these patterns. Taking control of these patterns is essential to building a prosperous financial future. Each of us carries a money model in our subconscious, which, more than anything else, determines our financial destiny. This model is like mental programming, a collection of beliefs rooted in the subconscious that directly affects our relationship with money. Recognizing and modifying this programming is the key to transforming our finances and building a solid foundation for success, where money flows abundantly and consistently. There's an essential formula that defines how we create our financial reality, and it's called the manifestation process. It works like this: thoughts generate feelings, feelings generate actions, and actions generate results. But where do thoughts come from? They arise from the information stored in the subconscious. Therefore, to change the results, we first need to transform the information that feeds our thoughts. The words we heard in childhood have a powerful impact on us. Phrases like, "money is the root of all evil," or "you can't be rich and serve God at the same time," get imprinted in our consciousness and profoundly influence our attitudes towards money. Challenging and replacing these limiting beliefs is essential to making room for a prosperous mindset. Besides words, the examples we witnessed at home also shape our financial view. If our parents were spenders or savers, this affects how we deal with money today. Becoming aware of these family patterns is the first step to breaking negative financial cycles. Have you ever thought that negative experiences can leave deep marks on the subconscious, creating beliefs that limit our financial success? Rewriting these experiences with a positive perspective is fundamental to unlocking your full financial potential. To change this mental programming, it's necessary first to become aware of it. Understand how childhood shaped your beliefs, detach yourself from those negative beliefs, and then start conditioning your mind with thoughts and beliefs that lead to financial success. Starting this process of change isn't easy, but with commitment, persistence, and consistent action, it's possible to build a prosperous mindset. To help you start this transformation, I'm going to share some important affirmations. Write down these phrases and repeat them daily. The first is, "What I learned about money until now wasn't true. From today on, I choose to adopt new ways of thinking about money." The second, "The way my family deals with money is their problem, not mine. I decide how to act in this area." And the third, "I free myself from negative money beliefs and build a rich future for myself." Repeat these affirmations at least 3 times upon waking and 3 times before going to bed. If possible, rewind the video and write these phrases on paper so you won't forget. These words have the power to strengthen the new financial mindset you want to cultivate. Carry these phrases with you, engrave them in your heart, and share these ideas with your life partners. Together, you can build a new mindset, stronger and richer, that will open doors to success. Now let's talk about business success. Many people believe that to be successful in business, you need exceptional skills and deep knowledge, or at least know how to identify good business opportunities. And yes, these things are important, but they aren't everything. True business success begins with personal growth and mindset transformation. Developing skills is essential, but without a solid foundation of entrepreneurial mindset, even the best opportunities may go unnoticed. Most of us think we make conscious decisions in life, but the reality is that many of our choices are guided by automatic mental programming. We are, for the most part, acting on autopilot, repeating patterns we learned in the past. To regain control of your financial life, the first step is to become aware of these automatic patterns and start making choices more aligned with your true goals. True financial freedom begins with freeing yourself from unconscious programming. Our mind is formed by beliefs and information passed on by others, often from generation to generation. But by becoming aware of this, we have the power to replace these limiting concepts with others, more positive and empowering. Taking control of our mental programming is a crucial step in the pursuit of financial success. We are not just passive receivers of others' beliefs, we are the active architects of our financial reality. Accepting and changing thoughts that don't propel us forward is essential for achieving success. No thought is harmless or without effect. Each one has a powerful influence on our lives. They can lead us toward happiness and success or away from prosperity. That's why wisely choosing our thoughts and beliefs is essential. Each thought is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of our financial reality. We must choose the seeds that will bring prosperity and abundance. Cultivating a positive mindset is like watering those seeds, ensuring healthy and sustainable financial growth. Rich people believe they have control over their lives, while poor people see things happening and attribute everything to chance or fate. And you, which of these views do you believe in? Do you feel like you have control over your financial life? Or do you just think things happen? To become rich, it's essential to believe that you are in charge of your life, especially your financial life. Taking responsibility is the first step to starting to build a life of abundance and ensuring a prosperous future. The belief that we are the protagonists of our own financial story is the foundation for lasting success. Unfortunately, many people prefer to see themselves as victims, blaming others or circumstances for their difficulties. But believe me, this mindset only hinders. It's essential to take responsibility for our choices and avoid blaming others. Complaining is also a dangerous trap because it attracts even more negativity and poverty. So, stop complaining and start solving your problems with determination. Change begins the moment we decide to be the architects of our own destiny, focusing on positive thoughts and affirming, "I create my own financial success." Being authentic and taking responsibility for our actions are the keys to unlocking the doors to prosperity. Rich people enter the financial game with the intention of winning, while poor people enter to avoid losing. Those with a poor mindset adopt a defensive stance, afraid of losing the little they have. But if you enter a competition thinking only about not losing, the chances of winning are slim. Unfortunately, this is how most people approach the financial game. They are more concerned with survival and security than with the pursuit of wealth and abundance. Rich people, on the other hand, aim to achieve a great fortune, not just some money, but a substantial amount. Poor-minded people are content with just enough to pay the bills, which should not, under any circumstances, be your goal. Having money just to pay the bills. No, 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 let's remember the law of intention. If you aim only for enough to cover your expenses, that's exactly what you'll get, and nothing more. What do you want for your life? If your goal is just to have some comfort, you may never become rich. But if your goal is to accumulate great wealth, You're likely to achieve a life full of comfort and more. If you aim for the stars, at least you might reach the moon. Now, if you don't even aim for the ceiling of your own house, don't wonder why you didn't hit anything. The law of intention is clear. You only get what you really aim for. If you want to get rich, you must have that goal clearly defined and not settle for less. Repeat after me. My goal is to become a millionaire, and much more. Having clarity of purpose is the first step to creating an abundant financial reality. Rich people commit to being rich, while poor people just wish to be rich. Ask someone if they would like to be rich, and the answer will probably be, of course. But the truth is that deep down, almost all these people don't really want to get rich because they carry many negative beliefs about wealth in their subconscious. They believe there's something wrong with being rich. These people have conflicting ideas about wealth. For example, some say, having more money would make my life much more fun, but immediately after they think, but I'll have to work like crazy. Or they say, I'll be able to travel the world, but they also think, people will want to borrow money. These contradictions may seem harmless, but they are one of the main reasons why most people never get rich. Rich people, on the other hand, have no doubts about their desire to accumulate wealth. They are firm in their will and totally committed to creating wealth. They are willing to do everything that is legal, moral, and ethical to achieve their goals. Poor-minded people, on the other hand, have an endless list of reasons why getting rich could be problematic. As a result, they are never 100% sure they really want to get rich. In life, everything has its price. Being rich is hard, right? But being poor is also very hard. So, which of these hardships do you prefer to face in your life? The law of attraction teaches us that we always get what we desire in our subconscious, not necessarily what we say we want. If you're not getting the wealth you desire so much, it's likely that, first, deep down, you don't really want it. And second, maybe you're not willing to do what it takes to reach your goals. To achieve wealth, you need to overcome 3 levels. The first is desire. I desire to be rich. This means that you're willing to take advantage of the opportunities that arise, but just desiring isn't enough. Wealth doesn't come just because you desire it. The second level is choice. I choose to be rich. This implies a conscious decision, with a powerful energy that goes hand in hand with the responsibility of creating your own reality. The word decision comes from the Latin decidere, which means to eliminate all other alternatives. Rich people think broadly, while poor people have a more limited view. The key word here is value, and it's essential to understand the 4 factors that determine your value in the market: supply, demand, quality, and quantity. Quantity is the factor that presents the greatest challenge for most people. Another way to express this is, how many people do you reach or impact with what you do? For example, there are instructors who prefer to teach small groups of 20 people at a time. Others feel comfortable with 100 listeners in the room. Some like to speak to an audience of 500 people, while others prefer audiences of 2,000 to 5,000 people or more. And, of course, there's a huge difference in earnings for these instructors. Do you prefer to think broadly or narrowly? Most people opt to think narrowly, often out of fear of failure or even fear of success, believing they aren't good enough or don't deserve more. They see themselves as small, insignificant, unable to make a real impact on someone's life. But let's be honest, life isn't just about us, right? A good entrepreneur is one who profits by solving others' problems. So I ask you, do you prefer to help more people or fewer? If your answer was more, then it's time to start thinking big and decide to help a large number of people, thousands or even millions. And the result? The more people you help, the more prosperous you'll become. In the end, thinking small and acting small only leads to a life of limitations and frustrations. Thinking big and acting big, on the other hand, allows you to have money and at the same time a full and meaningful life. Repeat after me. I think broadly and choose to help thousands of people. This is one of the keys to unlocking the path to wealth. Rich people have an interesting characteristic. They focus on opportunities, while poor people are always looking at the obstacles. Where one sees a chance to grow, the other only sees risks and losses. Rich people focus on the reward, the poor on the risk. We're not talking about positive or negative thinking, but a matter of perspective, of how each person sees the world. Many poor-minded people make decisions driven by fear. Their minds are constantly looking for what could go wrong in any situation. Their thoughts are dominated by, what if it doesn't work out? Or worse, this won't work out. Those with a middle-class mindset tend to be a little more optimistic and think, I hope it works out. But rich people are completely different. They take responsibility for the outcomes of their lives and act with the mindset of, it will work out because I will make it work. They have confidence in their abilities and creativity and believe that if something doesn't go as expected, they will always find another way to succeed. Most of the time, the greater the reward, the greater the risk. And because they see opportunities everywhere, rich people are willing to take risks. They believe that even if something goes wrong, they will be able to recover their money. On the other hand, poor-minded people already expect failure. They don't trust themselves or their abilities and are sure that if something goes wrong, it will be a complete disaster. So, they aren't willing to take risks. But here's a truth. Without risk, there is no reward. You need to understand that the success you're looking for is often hidden behind the risks you're so afraid to take. Accepting risks doesn't mean being willing to lose, but being prepared to make calculated and well-informed decisions. Rich people do their research, analyze the available information, and make decisions based on concrete facts. They don't wait to know everything before acting. They do the best they can in the shortest possible time and decide whether or not to move forward with a new opportunity. Meanwhile, poor-minded people are paralyzed by fear, postponing decisions for weeks, months, even years, and when they finally decide, the opportunity is already gone. Rich people also know that it's impossible to have all the information beforehand. They prepare as best they can in the shortest possible time, act, and adjust the course as needed. Poor-minded people, however, because they don't trust themselves or their abilities, believe they need to have all the answers before starting, which is practically impossible. And in the meantime, they do nothing. So, if you want to prosper, repeat after me. I focus on opportunities and not on obstacles. Finally, let's talk about admiration. Rich people admire and respect other wealthy and successful individuals, while poor people often feel envy and resentment. Those with a poor mindset look at the success of others with jealousy and anger. If you want to be rich but despise those who have already achieved wealth, how do you expect to achieve the same success? You can't become something you hate. If you want to be rich, you need to learn to admire and respect those who have already made it. It's surprising to see how many poor-minded people have a negative view of the rich, as if blaming them for the difficulties they face. If throughout your life you've been taught to think that the rich are dishonest or immoral, this is exactly why you may be having financial difficulties. The truth is that the vast majority of the rich, about 98%, are honest, and that's why they are rich. They earn the trust of others, undertake great ventures, and always find people willing to work with them. Of course, there are exceptions. Yes, there are dishonest people who make a lot of money illicitly, but they are so rare that when it happens, the newspapers make a big deal out of it, creating the impression that all rich people get their fortunes in questionable ways. I personally know honest rich people and dishonest rich people, just as I know honest poor people and dishonest poor people. Character isn't determined by the amount of money you have. Of all the attributes necessary to get rich, being trustworthy is at the top of the list. After all, would you do business with someone you don't trust at all? To get rich, you need to be trustworthy. And if many people trust someone, it's because that person must indeed be worthy of that trust. Well, we've come to the end of this video, but this topic is far from over. I have much more valuable content to share with you, but it would be impossible to cover everything in just one video. Now, to know that you're a persistent person and watched the video to the end, comment below, "I will be rich." Just that, I will be rich. When I see this comment, I'll be happy to respond because I'll know you're on the right path to becoming a millionaire soon and that you stayed with me until the end. And now, on your screen, there's an incredible video I've prepared especially for you. I'm sure it will add a lot of value to you, so click on it and watch it right now. Do it for yourself and for your future. See you soon.